Thank you very much. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's a great pleasure to be with you for this session where we're talking about competitiveness, the thing that sets apart the good companies from the great. And the things that feed into this are all the things we've been talking about today: increased costs, trade arrangements after Brexit, the future electric transition. And the SMMT has done a very big piece of work on seeing how all these things feed into the decisions that the industry is making. That's the report Mike's talked about earlier, and now we're going to start our session with a presentation looking at some of the results of that. So to tell us about that, I'm delighted to introduce SMMT Policy Director Konstanze Scharring, and before she comes to the stage, we're going to have a brief video.
Thank you, Peter. Good morning, everybody. Today, we are delighted to launch SMMT's new report as UK Automotive continues its transformation to zero-emission mobility. 1 year on from our original full throttle report, the landscape has shifted. But as Mike said, our foundation is strong. Our new report, Full Throttle to Full Charge, considers the competitiveness of our entire diverse sector and its deep economic contribution to UK PLC. This year, we take a fresh look at the wider supply chain and identify UK's strengths and vulnerabilities at this pivotal time in the race to net to zero. We also highlight 4 key challenges facing the whole sector, from soaring energy costs to the urgent skills transition, trade and rules of origin, and importantly, future regulation. Our refreshed roadmap to 2030 shows the milestones and enablers we need to deliver a competitive business environment for UK automotive. We also published 7 case studies to bring to life the automotive transformation story. From Ellesmere Port to Blyth, from Falkirk to Halewood, the transformation is in full flow. There's no single answer to the most complex of questions: how to deliver UK automotive competitiveness as we strive for net zero. But our vision for 2030 is simple. We want to build an automotive ecosystem fit for the future. An ecosystem delivering a healthy market and vibrant domestic production, founded on a resilient supply chain, constantly evolving to meet the technological needs of tomorrow. Our ambitions are high and time to deliver is short. So let's take a look at why automotive still matters. Today, even with recent headwinds, the sector is worth more than 14 billion in GVA. We directly employ 182,000 workers and 600,000 workers across the wider industry. At 30 billion, our industry is the UK's largest source of exports for goods. We saw 4.9 billion committed publicly to vehicle production last year. 11% of all UK business R&D is invested by the motor sector. every job in our sector creates 2 more sectors' jobs, from chemicals and steel to finance and advertising. So the picture is pretty clear. UK automotive matters, and it matters right across the country. Let's take a closer look, therefore, at our supply chain. In 2020, the UK automotive supply chain generated turnover of 21.2 billion, 5.7 billion of GVA, exports of parts and components totaled 7 billion. Our new analysis looks more deeply at the industries which supply into automotive, like steel, plastics, and paint, and at the structural changes that will occur as we move away from ICE technology. As of today, vehicle production is down almost a fifth on 2019 levels. Exports of parts and components down almost 30%, with exports of engines and engine parts shrinking from 4.1 billion to 2.9. However, the wider decarbonization agenda and the rapid switch to electric vehicles presents both risk and tremendous opportunity. Suppliers of conventional combustion engine parts and components will see a steady decline, albeit with some residual legacy business. Other supply chain companies, specializing, for example, in seating, brakes, and tires, will see their core business remain, but evolve. The price is huge. The Advanced Propulsion Center has identified 24 billion of opportunities across batteries, electric machines, and power electronics. To win this new business, we need rapid, large-scale investment in the UK and stronger policy levers to overcome the structural challenges we face today. This year's report identifies 4 challenges. Firstly, energy. The cost of living crisis is also a cost of making crisis. Electricity prices, a common theme of our speakers today, are the highest in Europe, and they are increasing rapidly, adding 19 million to the UK cost base this year alone. We need affordable, reliable, low-carbon energy to ensure investment. Skills. Automotive manufacturers must maintain current production while at the same time developing technologies and engineering expertise for the next generation of vehicles and powertrains. So investment and training must be geared to the skills necessary for the technologies of tomorrow. Regulation. Automotive has always been a heavily regulated sector, from product to processes. From the ZEV mandate to the new type approval framework, the UK's regulatory environment is shifting. It must be fit for our future, working for our diverse, innovative, and export-oriented industry. Matching high ambition with appropriate timelines will allow, and flexibilities will allow industry to deliver for the environment, our customers, and jobs and growth. And trade. We operate in a new environment where rules of origin and the location of electrified value chains will dominate. Rules for trading batteries and electrified vehicles with Europe become more stringent in 2024 and again in 2027. Achieving zero tariff trade with key markets gets harder as value shifts to new powertrains. We must prioritize UK automotive and trade policy and ensure rules of origin that are fit for purpose. So let's return to the question of how we build competitiveness for this once-in-a-lifetime technological transformation. I invite you to look at our automotive roadmap. It points to the milestones and policy measures to 2030 that will help us succeed. 5 critical measures stand out. Firstly, support on electricity costs by awarding reliefs equivalent to those of energy-intensive industries and maintaining our climate change agreements. Second, expand the Automotive Transformation Fund and allocate the full 1 billion already committed. Thirdly, create a generous successor regime to super deductions and enhance R&D tax credits to drive investment. Fourth, implement in full the EU-UK trade agreement and prioritize automotive in future trade deals. And finally, deliver on skills through apprenticeship reform and a dedicated automotive skills strategy. To conclude, the scale, depth and diversity of our sector cannot be resolved with a single policy change or by the industry alone. There is no silver bullet. It will require the cumulative effect of multiple policy levers and collaboration across industry, government and academia to deliver the competitiveness industry ecosystem for a successful transition to net zero, taking UK automotive from full throttle to full charge. I would like to thank our sponsor, Data Interchange, and the team at SMMT and Auto Analysis. Our full report is available online. Please take a look. Thank you.